Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Local Pundit. I'm Josh Anthony. This is your Wrexham daily news and update show, the WREXfast Club. But guess what? Today is a special Monday because, we're not doing Champ Chat today, but we're bringing the champion, Paddy McPower, in. How you doing, Paddy? Paddy McPower. I kind of threw myself off there. I saw the McPower, and that's what happens when I read.
Yeah, I just added that for fun one day, and it's still there.
Yeah, okay. Paddy McPower.
But it's hidden.
It's no one can see it. Yes. What's going on? We were just talking offline, man. How are you doing? Coming out of the weekend, feeling fairly good. We got a little bit of news about Cacace. Not serious, just serious enough. But I think you and I wanted to drill down on that a little bit. And we'll go into some other stuff too. Again, be prepared. What are we? 2 weeks now? 14, 13 days? We'll find a way to make it work.
It's a little weird. I flew over. I was in the UK. I saw an away match. I came home, saw another match on the weekend. 3 days later, I'm already bored. I'm like, where's our match? Come on.
We have to keep ourselves busy. We'll do our. We have to get all four of us on. Even John on. We'll call 5 John on. We have to get have something. We have to do something.
Yeah, we have 2 weeks now. We can figure something out.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. I'm trying to reach out to the Velvet Hammer. We'll figure it out. I don't know. Maybe we'll get Rob on. I don't know. We'll see what we can do. Who knows? Anyways, thanks for coming in. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the Local Pundit. We're live every single day on game day. 4 shows a day for that. And we're going to talk through a little bit of Cacace and everything else that's going on your mind too. Get involved in the chat too to help us keep this going for the conversation, because love to hear what y'all have to say. And I want to hear a little bit more about Paddy's trip, not just the highlights and the lowlights, just a little bit more about it. Cacace news should be interesting, says Cheeky Brewer. And Carol's had a tough day, so I needed this. Thanks, guys. Carol, well, if you want to come in and say hey, guess what? Paddy's feeling generous. So if you want to come out and you want to come in, anyone tonight, come in and have your say. Let's do it. Jeffy G's in the house. What's going on? And Alan's here calling everyone Chief. What's up, Chief? How are you doing? He's having a day off. Paddy, long weekend coming back, big win. Cacace was just talked about here about how he has a tight calf. You talked about it on your show. It was the Wrexham Time show. Is there a need of coverage that we need to go out and go and sort that out? He hasn't spent that much time on the pitch, you said. I believe that was your quote.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't had enough on him. And I know that you have top of mind thoughts on there, but apparently it's not serious, but it seems that he's been keeping himself out of the squad, and I hope he doesn't travel away for international.
So we don't know if he is traveling. That's not confirmed.
So it says Libby's cap, unfortunately, this is from Parkinson, unfortunately tightened up after Wednesday. I don't think it's too serious, says Parkinson. If it looks like it's keeping him out of the international games.
Oh, okay. Well, that's one thing.
How many minutes has he played? How many games? I mean, he hasn't. You said this on the game day buildup when he wasn't on. You said he hasn't been on the pitch enough for you to have a full on what is he? You and I, when he got signed, you and I were 6 to midnight talking about it and how great. Hey, this is awesome. He's got Serie A capabilities coming in from Italy, and he hasn't really been on the pitch that much.
No, he hasn't, and I do like what I see from him. So let's be clear on that. He does look good. And he is our best option on the left-hand side. Whenever he has played, he has looked very, very good. And he certainly shows he is our best attacking talent on that left side. Longman does an okay job, but it's not his preferred side. And he has a few negatives because of that. He needs to turn back to get a really nice crossing off his right foot. And for me, Longman, when he turns backwards, because he can't get past the player, he plays backwards too much and pushes the ball right back into our third sometimes. So Longman is decent, but he is cover, and Cacace should be our number one. So if he's having a couple of injuries, I'm much happier that he's not going on international duty. He has the time to rest and recover and come back. I want him back in our next match. He is absolutely our first choice. But we do need cover on that side anyway. And Kim has put it up there. I have it in front of me here now as well. I was looking 484 minutes.
Divided by 13 games? How is that?
Divided by roughly 90.
19 games? No,
90.
no.
Oh, yeah. So we can do it 2 different ways. Let's have a look.
Yeah, we'll do both there. Thank you, Kim, and thank you, Patty. Carol says, while you're looking it up, Carol says, I love Cacace, but with all the time out of the squad, we absolutely need to make the spot priority in January. Well, that would mean clearing somebody out. I mean, has he played a full 90? No, I don't think he's played a full 90.
I think he played one, unless he was taken off at the last minute.
Mm-hmm.
So he has played in 7 matches, and he has started 5 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Is the stats he has there. So
less than half of the games for sure. Thanks, brother Sealord. We're here, my friend. Yeah, Patty. Now we're just like sitting around, like you got to do a show.
Okay. So if you divide it by a 90 to get a match, it's 5.4 matches in total for all his minutes. Wow. And we've played 14 now, I think.
15, I think. 15.
Yes, 15.
15, yeah.
15 matches. Yeah. And he's just over 5. So 1/3. He missed a couple. Did he miss a couple? No, he was one of our earlier signings. Maybe he missed 1 or 2 at the start just by not being in yet, but I think he was one of the earlier ones.
I thought he was in because wasn't he on? You're probably right. Maybe let's give him.
They were signing him while they were down on tour. There was all the talk about
because the dad was down there.
Dad was down in New Zealand. I don't know exactly what date he signed, but it was early.
Yeah.
Even if you give him 1 or 2 matches to get used to the team or whatever, it's still a lot of time out with some basic injuries.
Yeah. That seems to be happening a lot with this season. Everyone has injuries, but it feels like we were the summer be like, oh, we have so much coverage.
Yeah.
We're and then obviously we're waiting on bated breath to hear what's going on with Kiefer Moore. You know, we don't know what's happening. We don't have a like for him, you know, but it feels like we're just getting injury after injury after injury. And it kind of puts us back. But I think Parkinson's done a good job. Listen, did he win Manager of the Week at some today, Parkinson? I see that.
I wasn't online.
Yeah, I thought he won Manager. Yeah, I thought he won Manager of the Week or something like. I'm not sure, but he did something. Utilia, I think it was. Mm-hmm. But I think Parkinson's managed it as best he could. But specifically with Cacace and some, you know. You bring in a signing like that, you want him to play, and he hasn't really shown what he can do. To be honest with you,
Libby checked it for us. 18th of July, which was ahead of the first match.
Yep.
So
that's
significant. That's a significant time missed.
Yeah.
We are now kind of back. We have everybody back. There's nobody injured really significantly at the moment. That we haven't sorted. Just Ward and AO has come in, and we don't need 2 for that position as such. Unless AO gets injured, he plays every match. So at the moment, we're okay there. But it is a little bit precarious that if we had 2 major injuries in bad positions, it would massively affect the team.
One to be up top, I think.
Yeah, I think anybody can pull 2 and it'll hurt enough. You know, there's not that many, unless you go down to secondary players. I'm talking generally starting 11. If you pull any 2 of those out, it will likely hurt the team. Some more than others, but
like if you're gonna, Kiefer Moore going down, okay, Windass going ahead. I don't.
But then we're still getting used to Broadhead. We don't know exactly how that will work, but he looks good. But then you have no cover.
None.
For him, for Broadhead.
Yeah, and then Matt and he's out long time. It's almost I love you, Matt, but it's almost, you could probably agree or disagree. Like he's almost irrelevant at this point.
Yeah.
You know?
And to be honest, the only reason he probably got a spot was because Thomason was injured when he came in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He was injured before he even got to play.
Yeah.
So that probably put Lee in the lineup there. But either way, he got a place, but he's not in the starting 11. He's not been around the bench, and he probably doesn't need it.
Yeah.
He isn't needed. So, that's okay. That's one that's out. It's just not an option. But I don't think it'll matter at this stage. We have enough cover with the other midfielders we have. It would take multiple injuries before we would get down to needing Lee.
Yeah. He is irrelevant, but he took a precious spot.
Yeah, he did, but it was the situation we were in.
That
you
said,
would, yeah.
Sorry to cut you off. That said, we didn't bring anyone in, so I think in January is now a precious spot. So what do we do then?
Yeah. I think Lee will be out in January.
Yes. Well, he's not. He's going to have he had surgery, so he won't. If he gets a squad spot, there's no way.
Even without it, let's assume he was back. I don't think he would get a squad spot anyway.
Mm-hmm. Also, too, someone said right there. Someone said that Parkinson. Give Parkinson credit. He has. He's done very well managing managing all the injuries for sure. And Aldi, yes, you guys are in 10th. Good for you. I know you guys are doing very well. That's a Derby guy. And Jeff G says, Parky drop Lee, Hardy, Macca in January.
Hardy would be a tough one. I don't believe Hardy will be going unless he wants to go.
How many minutes has Hardy played? League minutes. Let's talk league minutes. And Smith is probably even just as less, as you looked it up too. Mike Shane, playing Kiefer with his tough workload of the full 90 is asking for hamstring issues and strains. That's not good for squad management. He is in a battle every single time. Jesse says, hey, Josh and Patty, rumors say Sargent wants to leave the club in January. If he's available, I still say no to recruiting him to Wrexham. We can do better.
That's a harsh statement now.
Jesse.
Yeah, so there's that one and one from Carol in HOR I want to bring up, but I'll just finish this here. You mentioned Hardy. So Hardy has started 2 matches and played in 4, and he has 162 minutes. And as far as we know, he has no particular injuries.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
So if Hardy wants to leave in January, I think it would be a little bit more his request. That it just didn't work out. You're not using me. I want to go to a team where I can play.
Yeah, and he's got to be frustrated.
Come to an agreement. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I do think it's a very poor look to signing other players.
Yeah. Well, you think, Kiefer Moore is just taking up every minute. He's soaked up every minute, top, Parkinson loves his work rate. And he's their top scorer. So what can you say? We'll take that one on Jesse because Patty had something else we want to get to too. We'll take that in a second. We'll just pull this down for a second real quick. But yeah, I'll mark it.
Yeah. Okay. So the other one then is here, and I'll kind of do both these at the same time. So Carl and H.R. In my view, we need to be operating as a top 6 championship side on the pitch, in training, recruitment, etc. Some players just aren't at the level. In general, I agree with everything you say, but to be more nuanced about it, I think you're wrong in that we can't operate at that level. Because we still are a new championship side. And I guarantee we went after players that we can't get. We tried to get players that would not come to us because we are not a top 6 championship side. Stories have come out. They have said that we didn't get everybody we were after, but we got a lot of them. We just can't yet go after top 6 championship players. Therefore, we cannot be a top 6 championship side. We can try and operate to that as best as possible. Absolutely. Pitch, fine. On the pitch, yeah, well, you can only work with what you have. In training, that may be an issue. I will grant people our training facilities are not up to scratch, which will also hurt us in getting in players who are used to a better quality. And recruiting, we may or may not be operating at our absolute max.
Yeah.
I think they're going after top players. Have we lost players because of the way we recruit? Maybe. Have we lost players because our training facilities aren't up to scratch, possibly. And even you mentioned there Ericsson. The story came out recently about Ericsson, and he said that first of all he didn't believe that Wrexham was serious, that Wrexham was a serious club.
Yeah.
It's interesting how many footballers do not pay attention to other teams, and certainly haven't even paid attention to Wrexham.
Well, that's the difference in the ecosystem of Wrexham rather than the ecosystem of football, right?
Yeah.
The Premier League is so huge. It's the top tier level is so huge, and we live in this world every day. But you're right. Ericsson was like, I don't want to be in a documentary. He's like, no, we want you to play in the game.
And there you go. The immediate was, you want me for my story to help the documentary, and I don't want my story out there. It's been in the papers. Everybody's discussed it. I want to move on from it, basically. So, c'est la vie. Now, it sounded like they were happy for him to come and him to say, I'm not talking about it. Which it should be. You should want the players for their football. The stories come secondary. And they've already said that the show comes secondary, that they don't do things that would look good for the show. They do things for footballing reasons. So, yeah, but it's amazing to me how other players aren't aware of what Wrexham is trying to do, where the money's coming from. But you hear stories everywhere about people still saying, oh, where's Wrexham getting its money? Is it just owners throwing cash? Is it just the Daddy Warbucks? You know what I mean? And that's what they think.
But outside looking in, they think they're like, oh, it's Netflix money. Well, again, it's not. First of all, Netflix is not even involved.
Yes. But the money from the show doesn't even go to the club, technically. No. It helps us raise funds in other things like sponsorships.
It's free marketing. It's free
marketing on the show, which leads to better sponsorship deals and commercial deals. So it works hand in hand.
But that doesn't transition to getting, for example, I mentioned Paul Pogba. I think you and I talked, like Paul Pogba is like, I'm not going to Wrexham. I said it because his brother was there. It doesn't transition to getting Ericsson going in. Like you said, footballers are so concentrated on themselves and their football career. They're not like, well, yes, you have to buy in. Maybe that will change in the next couple of years, but still, we are still where we are. I think we've done very well. But it doesn't transition into like, we're going to get our number one guy. We're going to get Sargent, for example.
So
Jordan James.
So Jordan James here, Michael brought it up, is the perfect example. Jordan James refused us, said no thanks, and went to, and he has Welsh buddies here. You know what I mean? He decided to go elsewhere, and they're not a great team. He's great. We really wanted him. And he would have really helped our team, but we lost him. And I'm a bit sour about that one. That's one I really wanted.
He looks good.
He does look good, but it just kind of proves that we can miss out on players we want. So this season is also a proving ground for the team, and it is important that we get as high up this table as possible, because you want to show these players for January and for next summer that we are fighting.
Do you know what I see right now? I see right now everyone's kind of on notice. The rest of the Premier League, the Championship, is kind of on notice. They want to say, like, can they continue this? They're not poo-pooing it. They bring it up on Talksport, on Sky. They're looking. They have one eye on it. They're not quite convinced. Yeah, you got back to back to back. What's next? They're not shitting on us. But they're like. It's kind of like the chicken and the egg, That's what it is. They're not shitting on us, but they're like, we'll go along with the story as much as you guys go along with your story. Look at Paramount Plus. I know you're not in the States, but Paramount Plus plays every single Wrexham game, hook or crook, and Birmingham City. They're like, you keep going, we'll keep an eye on you, but you keep doing your work, keep showing us your body of work, and we'll see how you do. And then when it happens, I guarantee you this will be an explosion of what for globally.
If we can be within striking distance of the playoffs come January, that will absolutely help us convince a player in January to come to us. Because although we will probably end up paying over the odds in January, because you generally do end up paying over the odds, the The players also, if they are motivated to leave the club they're with and find a new home, not everybody is buying in January either. So we're not necessarily fighting against 6, 7, 8 teams as we might be in the summer. Now we potentially are only fighting among 2 or 3, depending on how good they are, who has money, who has need. So there may be reduced options for that player, and it may be easier to convince them that we have the extras that others don't have.
Yep. And I think we do need to go into the market in January. I think just positioning right now, we're what, a third of the way, Patty, you think? Is it a third? Less than a third.
Yeah, it's just about a third, 15, 45. It's almost by one it's off.
And before we went live, you said we're at 13 right now. Yeah, 13's not great, but look how close we are to playoff positions. We are in a really good cap rate seat right now.
It's very tight. Very tight.
Yeah.
So then if we want to go back to that other comment.
I got it right here.
You got it? Okay. Yep. So that just circles back then. So Sargent, depending on price, I want him. You know? I'm sure we could find somewhere to put him. He's a quality player. But then the question is, how much are you willing to pay for him? Are you willing to pay 20 million for him? Is the club, look, whatever. It's not my money. I don't really care. I'm happy for them to pay 20 million for somebody. But as it stands, I think it has been shown that he is not.
What's he worth? I'm going to go to transfer market. What's he worth on transfer market?
It doesn't. I don't think it shows a huge number.
Let me see. Just look it up. Sorry about that. Okay, so 20 amps. 20 amps.
Oh, 20 amps. Yes, I was in around there. They're looking for more, but of course they're in trouble. They're looking at a potential relegation. The rumor is he wants out.
Yeah.
Because the team is falling apart. They now need a new manager. So what happens between now and January could really make a difference as to whether he's going to get out or not. Because if they're struggling down the bottom, are you going to let your best player go even for 20 million?
Yeah.
Are you going to try and risk another relegation or relegation down because of letting him go, even if you get 20 million, 25 million for him?
This would be kind of ideal, and like he's got 15 appearances, 5 goals, 2 assists. That's 7 goal contributions right there. They're in the shit, you know. I mean 20 million is a lot of money, but you know that'd be a good case to go out and get him.
That's a lot for a poor team as well. You have to remember the team is playing badly.
Horrible. Yeah.
And he has managed that.
Yeah. And you know, I think in summer, you and I were talking in the chat. They're like, he's the best keeper. He's the best striker in the championship. I was like, is he? And you know, clearly, you know, he could do a job for us. He could do a job.
Yeah. So what I was about to say about Sargent there is, I think the summer clearly showed that the Prem teams don't want him. He's too old, and it's weird. There was a big article that came out in this summer about how less and less players are being taken out of the championship into the Prem directly. That they are going into Europe to find who they need, and they're taking a risk on European players for cheaper to bring in, even at the Prem level. So I don't think the Prem teams want him, and one of the big reasons is they're getting younger and younger. Anyone that's coming out of the championship is 23, 24. You know, they really are. He's like at 25, he is just on that line that Prem teams are going to say he's too old.
I'll tell you right now, I agree with you 100%. I think he's a top tier championship player. I do not think he's a Premier League player. That said, will we take him for 6 months to go and try to get us promoted? I think that's possible, right?
But for 6 months, he's not going to come on loan.
Oh, I'm just, you know.
Yeah. So, and one of the big reasons, now he may be good enough. So I don't want to make it sound like I don't think he's good enough. He may be good enough, especially for the teams lower in the Prem. But it's a cost analysis. So at 25, if they bring him in and keep him for 3 seasons, he's 28. His value is going to start falling.
But you can't get 20 million back from him.
You can't get 20 million back at that point. So
Maybe it is a loan, Petty. Maybe it is a loan. Maybe it is a loan if they're willing to do it. If Norwich
okay. Why would they loan him?
I don't think they would, but that's in our favor of us. I think. I maybe because they know it's going to go down, right? Maybe there's pressure inside, and we get him for a short-term loan, which is totally asinine. It's total bullshit. But maybe he puts up a stink, puts in a transfer request. To your point, we won't get 20 million. Let's say it's 20 million. We won't get 20 million back from him. There's no way. It just never would happen unless he starts scoring goals for fun.
No, but if he stays with us, let's say it's a 4-year contract.
Yeah.
If he stays with us, that's quite decent value for us, I think. So the only way I would see a potential loan working here, in my mind, is if we did some sort of loan purchase deal,
loan to buy,
where he wants out, he needs somewhere to go. Maybe he can't find what he wants. No one is willing to pay the money. Let's say they want 25 million and nobody's willing to pay it. Wrexham turn around and say, okay, we'll give you £1 million for his wages or whatever for the season, for the half season.
Yep.
So you've got money. You're not worried about that. That's all covered. If we go up this season, we'll give you 25 million for him. It's an absolute. We have to buy him.
Yeah.
That might be a way of, okay, he wants out, we get him out. If we don't go up, we can renegotiate and try and do a deal. If we somehow slip into the playoffs and Sargent and he helps us get up to the Prem, then it's an automatic. They got their money as 25 million. We have to take him.
And Norwich is going down to League One at that time.
Well, maybe not. Maybe they can still survive. You know?
I mean, it's a long season. Yeah, but
it's a long season. I think Norwich could get out of it. It's another full half a season. If they come together, they have a decent enough quality there that they might be able to escape that bottom three. I do think that's possible.
Do you think it's a bigger surprise between them or Southampton that are absolute shit?
Oh, Southampton. For me.
I can't believe you dropped points.
Yeah.
You really can't.
Oh. To be honest, even Sheffield United surprised me more than them. Yeah. I did not expect them to be anywhere near this season.
That shows how it happens.
But that's 3 crazy teams to be down there.
Oh, it's insane. Yeah. What's your top price for Sargent? I'd say 10 to 13 million.
I'd pay 15 in a heartbeat if they take it.
Yeah, if they take it, get him in right now. Where would he play? Parky playing over more? They both only full time. I mean, that's the whole thing. We're not even playing Broadhead at this point. It's the chat is chat, by the way. So Jesse, correct? Because Karen, remember how each year the football pundits never believed in Wrexham would get promoted back to back to back. Not possible, and yet here we go. It's true. And Patty, how many non-UK players can Wrexham AFC have in the squad? Europeans, South Africans, South Americans, Japan.
Off the top of my head, I don't know, but it's a lot.
Yeah,
it's a significant amount, and we have a huge amount of players that are considered UK players. Players. So we have homegrown. We have a lot of homegrown players. So we're nowhere near it. I don't know exactly how many, but it's a lot. We're a long way off.
Yeah, I think we're okay with that one too. Good shout, Jeff. And Jesse says, hey, Josh, earlier this season, you said Wrexham could make the playoffs, and I thought you were mental. Well, welcome to the channel, my friend. That's Patty. This is Josh. Yeah. Welcome to the fucking channel. Love you, dude. There's a real chance Wrexham could do it.
There is also a chance we could end up playing Birmingham in the final.
How sweet it is to be loved by you.
No.
Oh my God.
Could you imagine ourselves in Birmingham sneaking into 5th and 6th, knocking out 3rd and 4th, and meeting each other in the final in Wembley?
I mean, we're flying over. I'm flying over. I'm flying over. Yeah. Flying over. Yeah. That'd be amazing. And I do think we'll make the playoff. I don't let me just, you just talked about the facilities and all this other shit that we don't have. And Habs is adamant. And I don't know if he's in the chat tonight. He's adamant. He's like, I do not want to go up. I do not want to go up. We're not ready. But it's almost a fake it till you make it.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably right. But wouldn't it be great if we did? I mean, obviously we want to, but he's right theoretically, and on like, you know, on a level of like, it probably shouldn't happen. But if we did, holy shit, you know, holy shit.
Mm. Yeah.
The James, did you want to get the James one? Or do you got one lined up?
No, just Matt Al has said it's 5 homegrown players only. So
Only
in a squad of 25, that's nothing. Yeah,
it's a fart in the wind. That's Ken. That's Ken's hairpiece. It's easy. James Lee says, being a yo-yo team for 5 years while in the infrastructure and stadium, it can catch up that Wrexham have become. I'm fine with the guys blowing the budget of January if they're in a position to go up. I think I got that right. I
basically, yeah. I do, with a caveat.
Okay.
I do want to go up this season if we can swing it even through the playoffs. But if we go up this season, I do not want them to blow the budget in order to try and stay up there.
No,
we are not ready. Go up by the best championship team you can get. Mm-hmm. Take every best player from the other teams that we can get out and talk to them all and say, look, we're all going to have a shot at this together, guys, and see what we can do. Mm-hmm. If we come back down again next year, so be it.
It's almost a good thing. It's a free hit.
It's a free hit for everybody, the players and us, to work
and
as a team together.
And everybody, let Parkinson get 10 points the entire season. I don't care. Lose every fucking game. I don't care.
But if you show off, another Prem team might want you. We'll be happy to sell you at a nice profit. So it'll, you get your shot, we get our shot. We will do our best, and they can spend some money. I don't mind them spending some money. But I don't want them to go out and spend all 200 million that they're going to be getting from the Prem on players that it's likely we will still get relegated. It's too soon.
Yeah.
Then they should become the yo-yo. They should come back down, wait to go back up the next time, get the new 200 million, and then if they want to raise another 100 million funds on top by selling shares, then go for it.
Also, hey, here's your prize for getting relegated. Here's 40 million pounds. Great. Welcome. I mean, I don't want to do that, but at least it's part of the story. It is. Karen was asking, why the hell aren't we playing Broadhead? I don't know. Patty, I have no idea.
I don't know either. There has to be more going on there behind the scenes. Has to be. Sorry, go on.
Do you think he wanted to come? Do you think he wants to be here? There's something up. And maybe he comes in good in the end of the season. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
But there's something up.
Look, pure speculation from me was that I think Broadhead is a second half of the season player. When we get a couple of more players in, when we get better at playing on the ground, playing around people, and playing more passing game, I think Broadhead will come into his own.
Mm-hmm.
But just looking at what I've seen, I think Broadhead does not do enough defensive duties for Parky. So that may potentially be an issue. That if I'm putting you out here now, the team's not quite ready for what I want you to do. You're going to have but you're going to have to work your ass off right now on defense because that's the way we play.
Yeah, he doesn't want to do that. You can see it. You can see that
he doesn't look like he wants to do that.
No.
And Hardy may suffer from the same issue in that when he was put out there, he didn't appear to be working as hard in defense as everybody else. Now, Parky in the past has been quick to judge. If you make big mistakes on defense, you get hooked. You get pulled, you get sat. So are some of those part of this issue? Maybe. I don't know. Because it doesn't make a lot of sense when you have himself and Kiefer Moore so familiar with each other.
And they're not playing.
And they're not playing together? That's weird.
Yeah, it is weird. What's up, Ted, too? And on that note, you talk about getting hooked. and then we haven't talked about it at all. I'm totally shifting gears here, throwing everything. I mean, that's like the Connor Cody thing, getting hooked.
Yeah.
I mean, he's hooked. He's cooked.
Yeah, he is. Sorry, Josh, I'm going to jump
Which
back
one?
for 1 second. Mertland here. Win, draw, win, draw, win. Rotating broadhead is working. That's a good point. And I will say, when you have to pretty much rotate him with Windass, then it starts to make some sense to be doing rotation with him, because both of them are the best option for AB players that can completely compensate for each other that we probably have.
And Windass has done well.
Windass has done very well, but he's had the odd match as well where he just looks a little off it.
Yeah, and
which can happen to anybody.
Yeah, and I think the consistency. I think we want to see Broadhead because of the money and whatever it's going to be. And, we're only 15 games in. Let's take out the cup matches. But you're right, he's got talent. We want to see more of that talent. We want to see what he can do. But Windass has done very, very well. I think, it's the fit of Parkinson's. Parkinson sees things, like you said, and he's like, I'm going to hold off and use my guy. He trusts his guys, and he will hold on to that. And fair play to him and what he does. Fair play to him, what he does, and how he's. It's almost he's playing chess, and we're thinking checkers. Because we just see different things. So yeah, I agree with that. But Mertland, what's up, Mertland? By Patty, 1 second. Josh, Patty, just making the playoffs will give Wrexham huge clout for next season's recruit.
Yeah.
Yep. We are always, I think, have the underdog mentality, but that's what I was thinking. Everyone's kind of like having one eye on us. Is this real? Is this legit? That's what I think.
Even being within 3 or 4 points of playoffs and not making it is probably good enough to prove that we are a playoff contending team next season. Because I think it's clear to anybody who looks, we are going to spend again next summer.
Yes.
They have already said it's a 2-season process. We know there is going to be at least five players next summer.
That's a different 13 to 5 players, and spending let's say we spend 30, that's a different amount of money on a small amount of players.
Yeah, similar amount of money on less players. They will be of much higher quality.
Yeah.
So if we can get 3 or 4 points just off playoffs, that will be enough to prove to the new players we want to bring in the summer, you are the difference maker.
Yeah.
You and the new players we're bringing in are the difference maker to up the level of this team to a top 6 team.
Yeah.
And we are absolutely looking at, our target is playoffs as a minimum with you guys involved. And we're even hoping, if everything goes well, maybe as an outside, we'll have a shot at the top 2.
Yep.
But that completely depends who else is in the league, what they do. You can never tell from one season to another. And if some big teams come down from the Prem next season, maybe horrendous.
Oh, it's good. It could be West Ham.
Wolves. And Wolves, and who knows who else. But we could see the top 2 absolutely miles ahead. Again, we might see another 2 teams with 100+ points, and they're gone in the distance. And then it's just teams fighting for the other 4. But look, that's okay too. Yeah. It happens some seasons.
There's a massive gap, by the way. There's a massive gap. We have those Wolves coming down right now would crush. They've had 110 points right now. They would come down right now. I know they're shit in the Prem. They come down and have 110 points right now. Easily.
It then depends how many players they lose / let go, and what the other players think about being in the championship. Sometimes I think it's the attitude of the players that destroys teams that come down and are supposed to be brilliant and don't get a good start. I think it's players' attitude, to be honest.
Yeah, more like anything else. Matt Al says, I think Broadhead's lack of minutes is something to worry about. Last season, Rathbone was a fringe player until December. Then he was gold. Parky has a plan.
Yeah.
We hope so.
Yeah, there's no reason that it can't flip and suddenly Broadhead is in a position that works. With or without Windass. Who knows? Maybe we will find a pattern that works with both of them up there.
Yeah, maybe. Kim says the prospect of playing an entire season and winning 3 or 4 games is not particularly.
That's probably about the Prem.
Oh yeah. Kim, it could happen. It could happen.
Yeah. Well, look. Let's say this: if you go up to the Prem and survive, you may still only be winning 7 or 8 matches.
Yeah. Did you see what Sunderland are crushing it? They have a fantastic team. They're absolutely crushing it. Ricky says, I think Parky is very defensive. It doesn't want to play both Broadhead and Windass at the same time. I think there's a point to that. He's either going to do Broadhead or Windass. He needs a guy like O'Brien who can't shoot for shit, but he needs his energy in the middle of the park, or a Dobson there. So
okay. So let's consider this. Riddle me this, Batman. What happens if in January he brings in 3 players and he has better defensive midfields, and then he upgrades our back line as well, where we now have upper championship quality all over the defensive elements of midfield and the defensive line itself? Then maybe he might have more flexibility for Broadhead, Windass, and Moore to be up front. And they still need to do defensive duties, but maybe not as much. Maybe it's not as urgent. And then we can allow them to be up the front, concentrating more on the attack.
Well, to that point, I think Sheaf is playing into his own. He played 80 minutes.
Yeah.
We haven't seen the best of him yet.
Nope.
And I think Matty James has done very well. But yeah, if we upgrade the back, if we upgrade in all 3 quadrants, back, middle, front, striker, midfield, and I'd like to see how he can cope with that. If we get 3 players in January, I'd be astounded.
I don't think we will.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I'd be astounded. Maybe 1 or 2, and we talked about that. Yeah, maybe 2.
What we will probably do in January, though, is you might find that one we bring in as a starter, and another one is rotating bench player, fighting for position. Like, let's say in January we get cover for Libby.
Yeah,
but he's about the same level as Libby. So they're going to have to fight it out among the 2 of them. One is not clearly better, so we may not have an automatic upgrade on what we have, but we may just be bulking up that defense if Libby goes out injured again.
To your point, going back, I haven't seen enough of him. We haven't seen enough of. We've seen more. We've seen Windass, right? We haven't seen enough of Broadhead. We haven't seen enough of Sheaf. We haven't seen enough of Libby. We've seen Kabore. Okay, even
I want to talk about Kabore later.
Okay, but my point was like Chaim. I think Chaim is first person on the team sheet. 100%. And so we haven't seen the full squad yet. To be fair, but Karen, just my opinion, but we really enjoyed the match on Saturday. Second half was beautiful. Of course, yes, lovely Karen. Good. She has Pendlebury on the back, not Karen on the back of her jersey too. You want to talk about Libby, or you want to go into?
No, let's finish. Let's kind of keep working back through.
Yeah. Just got off work. Going to start from the beginning. I haven't heard the update on Libby yet. Here's the update. Libby, it's not serious. He's not going to go on international duty. That's the update right there. But go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead, dude.
Yeah. Did you want to talk about Cody in the back, or?
Yeah. So Cody in the back. Yeah, let's do Cody in the back. Yep. What's up, Tom? How are you? Good to see you. Go ahead. Let's talk about Cody in the back.
He is the only player at the moment that hasn't given me great signs that he could be a starting player for us. Shockingly, yes. He has had some moments that he looked really good, but I'm absolutely not sure about him. Will he come good? Maybe it'll just take time,
But that's so weird.
It is weird.
It is very, because you and I think we did a lot of the shows. When he came in, we're like, this is a great fucking signing. And he talks, he had that swagger. He was very confident. And there was a couple of mistakes there during the watch alongs, and you did the post show and they were on him. And you were like, I don't know. They were on him. Yeah. And now it's like not even there.
I was defending him at the time because the team around him was weak.
You were. Yep.
So
Yep.
I was putting it down to maybe not all his own problem, even though the ultimate mistake may have been his. You know, if you keep giving someone hospital passes, at some point they're going to end up in hospital. You know what I mean? That's why they're called hospital passes, because you do them enough, you will put someone in the hospital.
We had to explain what hospital passes are for the chat. Hospital pass is someone that puts someone is passing the ball to someone else and putting them in danger of getting injured or losing the ball and causing them to get the pitch. Most of the time, they end up injured. It's like a short pass, something. But he did that. So I was defending him too, because Maka was covering that left side, and Maka was slow as shit. That's what I think that was the conversation we were having to start. And I was like, no. Connor Cody's good. He's played in the league. He knows what's up. It made him look bad. They were going down the right side, pulling it back and crossing and getting the balls in the back of the net. But that was my thought process. I think you and I both agreed on that.
Yeah, and just also for anyone who isn't aware of it, I'm kind of using hospital pass here in the meaning that you're just giving bad positions to someone. So mistakes are going to happen also.
Yeah.
So that's also another kind of way of using it that's not exact. Is you're giving people bad positions. And I think some of that was leading to his problems. So.
And the team's problem. And McLean back there. He was just slow. McLean was too slow. Then so is James. Both should be used, not starting. Difference between different positions. Hold on. Sorry.
Go.
McLean has to get up and down that left side. Okay. He's got to get back and forth. Matty James is a position player. He doesn't need a whole lot of pace. Yes, on defense, right? But he has to he's playing a quarterback position, and that's a different side. That's a different side. You're going to add to that. That's probably about right.
Yeah, so I agree with that. But what I will say is we have been talking about James for months. It's not like we have not called James slow. He is slow. He is quite slow. But lately he's been showing off how good his passing is. And absolutely, he needed a better team around him to be receiving the balls, to be moving into the correct spaces, and now he's shown how well he can pass around the pitch and how he can break the lines and sneak it between defenders and midfield, and get it to people. So now he's showing a greater use of him as a piece in the team. So yes, he doesn't have the speed. We still need to upgrade him. We need a Matty James who's faster. Simple as that. And Matty James can be on the bench.
And the best player in the world, Cacace. I'm sorry, that's probably the best, right? I would say Moise Caicedo at Chelsea. That's a player. He can put the ball through the lines. He can play defense. He can move around. But you're right, Matty James doesn't need to have pace. It's good to have, but that's not his job. He needs coverage. That's why he plays an O'Brien. O'Brien's doing the dirty work, and Matty James' job is to step on the ball and distribute.
Yeah, we are not in the Prem yet. The Prem, you need both. Simple as that. At that level, you must have the speed and you must have everything else. So we are balancing all of these aspects. At the moment, we are still going for heavy experience that will get us over the line. We're not waiting for people to build up their skills so that we can make use of them and then make a profit on them later when we sell them on. That's not our game. We are buying in players that will do the job right now, and we're at a level where some flaws are acceptable. You cannot have everything in a player at this level, because they won't be at this level. They'll be at the Prem level.
Parkinson is not looking to develop any player. The only player he is actually developing, I would say right now, is Max. That's the only player he's developing. Maybe Doyle. We can talk about that in a little bit, but maybe Doyle.
And AO, but that's mainly just from playing, I would guess.
And he probably But
tweaks
Max,
and training.
Parkinson is not interested in the model of, how do I say this, developing players. He's in the model of growing and getting up the league. That's what he's looking at. It's unfortunate to say, yes, we love a Harry Ashfield, but Parkinson, to Patty's point, is not looking to bring in a 20-year-old and hey, maybe Jordan James would have been the one, but he's not looking to bring in someone to develop them because they're super talented, but he's just not going to do that. But by Sealord, this is all because it's a discussion because the chat is doing a fucking fantastic job tonight of keeping it going. To be fair, Patty and I had nothing to talk about tonight. Right?
No, the chat is keeping right with us, and they're giving us the points to hit on. So we're just hitting comment after comment and keeping it going. Absolutely.
Yep. So Sealord, that's what the local pundit community is, and that's why you guys are all and gals are so effing good. Patty, what do you want to say? We can talk about that in a minute, or
we'll get there. We're working around. We'll
working around too. Matt Al says Matty James and Ben Schaaf are dangerous.
Yes, they are.
James' short passing is brilliant. Schaaf's long passes are sublime. It's a great pairing. Okay, how do you think they'd match up together? I think it's sublime as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this is part of the issue is our bench isn't totally deep enough yet.
Mm-hmm.
We have to alternate. We have to bring in different players. Interesting that Dobson has issues that we let him get away with. Whereas Lewis O'Brien, we hammer for not being able to finish.
Yeah.
Right? Now, Lewis O'Brien is playing further forward. Mm-hmm. So he's getting himself in goal-scoring positions more. And they're great positions. He should be scoring them. But he naturally plays deeper. Mm-hmm. So he naturally plays in the Dobson role. So think of this. If we had actually put him in the Dobson role immediately, and he's playing like he is from that position, I don't think anybody would have issue with him not finishing because he wouldn't be quite up there. He'd be passing the ball off more. Every time Dobson gets in striking range of the goal, I'm saying to myself, this isn't going in.
Yeah, it ain't happening. He had one in last year, but
he's a good player.
He's a good player. He does other things. That's not his game. And Lewis O'Brien, I think we've highlighted his misses because there's such glaring misses. They're like, whoa. There's what, 3 or 4 now at this point? Maybe 4.
Yeah, at least.
Such glaring misses.
Yeah.
But he does other things well. I think you had said it in the Wrexham time 2 games ago. Was it when we drew 0-0? Was it 0-0 against Portsmouth? Was it? Yeah. No, you weren't there.
I wasn't there. Yeah.
Yeah. It was just like, we wouldn't be bringing how highlighted the misses are because they're so. All you do is like put it left or right. And, Kiefer Moore, I think, tired himself out this last game. He could have put one in the back of the net. We still won. But yeah, it's just, it's so highlighted that they were missing chances. But Dobson is not a forward player. He is a destroyer in the middle of the park.
Yeah. So we're still trying to figure everything out there. We're not deep enough yet to kind of absolutely know where everybody can be. So we're still working with it. We're getting better.
And Jesse says, hey, Josh and Patty, I'd love to see Parky push a stronger attack after the break with Kiefer Moore up top and Windass and Broadhead and support. What do you think for the second half of the season?
We kind of answered that already a little bit. That could be what he is aiming at, but he still needs to upgrade some other positions.
Yeah.
And he needs the bench to be a little bit deeper so that when he brings people on, there isn't a loss. Inability, and maybe that will free up that front section to stay a little bit further up and be more attacking. But as it stands right now, wherever the goals come from, we're scoring enough. We are currently scoring enough. So the idea that we need to score more or being more attacking, I don't know if that's true. We all have seen the misses that we are not finishing. We have had lots of big opportunities that have been missed. So we are scoring enough goals and we are getting enough opportunities that we should also be trying to score. So with a small improvement that gets some of those opportunities over the line, we are in great form.
Yeah, we are in great. The struggling part, we could have another, let's be fair, maybe 7 points more. Okay, fine. We don't have those. Maybe 6. Okay, I'm not saying those are 2 wins, but all the drop points, we could be there. But you're right. We are. We are growing into this league. We are definitely growing into this league.
Josh, even 4 puts us into the playoffs.
Yeah.
4 points slides us in. Yeah. 1 win and a draw more.
Yeah.
Out of what we've had, and we would actually be in playoffs.
Yeah.
That is very close, and we had the opportunities to do it.
Yeah, and that is the positive to take. Where it's like I actually think I'm like, okay, I can live with that. I can live with that. And you said that before you went live. You said we're 13th. It doesn't look great, but look how close we are to the playoffs. Yeah. That's what makes a difference.
And why it's important to look at the positives is because we are not at maximum points. Mm-hmm. Like we just said, there are points that went missing and begging because we didn't play well, because we missed stuff, because small mistakes caused a goal, stuff like this. We're not in a situation where we are scraping and clawing to get every point that we have so far. We're not. Mm-hmm. We have missed out on points. So we're in a good position that some more improvements and potentially we can get those points back.
It's a little, almost like we were hitting levels, if you're going through levels of a video game, horrible. Mm-hmm. Okay, we're at here. Okay, we're good right here. Okay, we feel like we're comfortable here. Now, luckily enough, we have January coming, which is, can we improve right here? And we have guys that are between you and I think everyone else, probably aren't going to make this. I don't see him registering Andy Cannon. I just don't. I'm going to be. I don't see that happening. And I think that brings in that if Rob and Ryan and Parkinson and Michael Williamson feel that we have a real opportunity to do something, there's they will go for it. And so if we can invest into the team, I think they will do it. I'm not saying we're going to go up 100%, but they will invest and go do it. So there's something there. Mike Shane says, Josh, Patty, how can you expect players who have shown they cannot finish easy goals to change? It's the difference between good players and top players. They have shown that their level. Well, you are technically right. But sometimes, I'm going to use this phrase and everyone will shit on, sometimes you're unlucky. Rush of blood to the head. Sometimes football, you're unlucky. Kiefer Moore, unlucky with the header. 9 times out of 10, he makes that one. But I think what Parkinson has done, because as we were just talking about, he's rode players out on the pitch a little bit longer than he possibly should because they get tired. If that was the 9 times out of 10, for example, on that one with Kiefer Moore, he puts that in the back of the net. I don't know how you feel about that, but I'm not. But these are championship players, and they're not Premier League players.
Yeah. Just on that point, for all the crap we've given Lewis O'Brien, he scored 3 goals. Mm-hmm. So for all the misses he's had, he still scored 3 goals. Yeah. Yep. So that's
coulda, what one. Patty could have, would have, should have.
Yeah, but 1/3 of the season.
Yeah.
If he ends up on 9 goals at the end of the year,
as a midfielder, Patty.
As a midfielder, would you be unhappy with that?
No.
There's lots of ways of looking at this,
Yeah, because we can't sit here, and we try to do this as much as possible on all the shows, not to sit here and be negative. We're honest, but not to be like, oh shit, it's not gonna, this is this. But it's about drama. Carol says this league is so tight, it's incredible, so much drama, especially towards the end. Jeffrey G says in that period of time. Matt Al says there are 93 points still available. We shouldn't worry. Not about worrying. I mean, there's points available. I think that's what we're getting at in the whole conversation here. Dickie D says everyone has to remember that these people have to come under our side, are learning to play in front of documentary cameras every match, and that has an effect on them until they get used to it.
It's a new team, maybe. I don't think so. They're playing on TV inside and out all the time. Mm-hmm. Look, maybe I do notice that our results tend to be poor when we're the highlighted match on TV. Mm. I don't know if that makes any difference.
Yeah. But that said, the cameras aren't in their face every day. I know the producers of the show, I'm not saying that. They're not going in. I mean, they're there, but they're not in their face every day, in their everyday life, So it's there. Maybe it's the extra added bonus to it, but they can handle it. they can handle it.
Okay.
A wild and free Canadian. Sorry, Patty. I think this. Are you new to the channel? Is he new to the channel? I haven't seen him before. Have you?
No.
No. Welcome to the channel. AO, tell us where you're watching from. Obviously, Canada. AO wasn't ready to begin the season, but has been working hard, standing in his head. And building his starting in his head and building his confidence back. He can carry us if he maintains that confidence that stays out of his head. Got to start scoring goals like the ladies. Well, they had 9 today.
You never going to score like the ladies. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we have to struggle through a 1-0. Oh no, yeah, but no, there's a lot of good positives that is going on. And I said to you, do you think people are getting exhausted from it before we went on? Like a Wrexham exhaustion. I think this is just, we're grinding through a season. We're a football club. We're not a TV show. We're a football club. This is real.
Yeah, it's hard when you're in your own bubble and you're looking at everything all the time. I wonder, thinking about it, it does seem to have kind of slowed a little bit.
I can hear you.
And I wonder if that's partly because we are mid-table-ish at the moment. So the outside world is not jumping on us as much so far this season. We're not right at the top. We're not winning every single match. Maybe the storytelling and the clickbaiting isn't quite as easy for everybody outside the bubble in order to push everybody into the bubble.
Yeah, like what's going on over there.
Yeah, what's going on over there. So maybe the stories are not quite as easy for the outside world to jump on. And that's okay, I suppose. Yeah.
I mean, we're not going anywhere,
Yeah.
There you go. Wild and Free is from Sunshine Coast, British Columbia. I have no idea where that is. Well, welcome in. Wayne, what time is it for you, Wayne? It is 11 a.m. for Wayne. He's probably just relaxing in the sun. The games everyone says aren't must-wins early in the season are the points we keep talking about. We could have had. They're all must-wins. Well, I think to your point, we want to bank points.
Mm-hmm.
To bank points, so it looks better. But I'm going to do assessment right now. We have been frustrated. We have been. We think we could have more goals, but I'm actually happy in the position we're in. It's November 10th. At 6:04, sorry, 4:04. I think we could. I'm actually happy and encouraged where we are this season, but I really am. I'm even though we're sitting 13th, but if you look at it, like, okay, we're starting to turn the screw a little bit, a little bit.
4 points to playoffs.
Yep. That's I don't want to call it the spin, but that's okay. It's pretty good. Yep. Jesse's
yes.
Go ahead. You got that? The other one you want?
No, the other one, Jeff G here.
You got it?
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Nope. Here, this one.
Okay.
Jeff says he read something about the last 6-7 games that we were the best team, right? So I'll pull this up here on my other screen. And I'm going to go through our form for the last while.
Mm-hmm.
So we played 15 matches now?
Yes.
So in the last
league matches.
League matches, yeah. I'm talking league here. So in the last 4 matches, we are 7th in the league.
Okay.
Just for those 4 matches. In the last 6, we are 6th.
Mm-hmm.
In the last 8, we are 8th. In the last 10 matches, we are 8th. And in the last 12 matches, we are 5th. So basically, you take out those first 3 horrible matches that we came into the league with.
Yeah.
And we are a playoff team. Mm-hmm. According to form for the last 12 matches. Now, we've been bouncing up and down a little bit since then. That is good form.
It is.
That is good form to be moving forward with. It really is. So everything is becoming more positive.
Yeah, we don't have a streak of losing 3 in a row. Losing 4 in a row. You look at some of the teams and winning 5 in a row, losing 5 in a row. We are consistent. I would say that's probably we're consistent. Is that we're above consistent. We're above average. And playoff team. Yeah. That's pretty goddamn good. That's pretty goddamn good. I like that. I think that's really good. there was one more from Jeff G. I want to get us on there too. Where was it? What's the plan for what's the plan for Doyle to develop and get back playing? I think moving Heim over that left side, I think that diminishes it because I don't think he can drop Scar right now. I think the only way Doyle gets back into the side is if he wants to give Max a break, moves Heim over to the right, and puts Doyle back on that left and Scar in the middle. I don't think Scar is going to lose his spot in the middle, in my opinion.
I think it will.
You do? You don't like Scar?
Maybe not immediately. Like I could see Doyle staying out an extra match potentially, but I think Heim will go back into the middle. That's his favorite position.
You drop Scar?
Yes. Now Scar is doing the best job he has done, but he's not better than Heim.
No,
so the question becomes: we know Heim is better than Scar.
Yeah,
when does he want to put Doyle back in? And if he chooses, he could keep him out, but that's what it means is keeping Doyle out and keeping Scar in, and that's a choice Parky will need to make. And I think he will make it. I think he will put Doyle back in. Maybe he'll keep him out for a little bit. Who knows? Because Scar has had his best matches. Absolutely. I don't particularly want to pull Scar out, but he is a bit older. He is capable of a couple of mistakes here and there. You know, Parky may be dying to get Heim back in the middle, just as the solid rock he wants there. Who knows?
But I think our defense has done fairly well.
It has. Yeah.
And you know, I like that big body back there. I do. Scar's big body back there. I think you talked about it. He got turned, you know, once the day by Alofe. But I think he fits that center mid. He's that John Terry type back there for me. And Heim with a little bit of speed. Max on the right, you know.
The ultimate problem for me is Scar is not the future of the team.
Yeah, and someone just said that in the chat.
He's going to get pulled out at some point. At some point, that's going to happen. And you brought in Doyle to fight it out with Brunt, essentially.
Yes, Brunt's down.
But Brunt's down at the moment. So if Doyle is going to be part of our future, you need to play him. You need to get him in the spot where you want him to be. Now, if he needs to stay out of the team and do more training and show to Parky, you know, he's got the right attitude, he's got the right temperament, all of this stuff, if it's needed, then so be it. But the question is, at what point will Scar be taken out? And
I like Doyle a lot.
Yeah.
I think he's great. I really like Doyle a lot. In fact, I like Doyle better than Max.
Parky may ultimately end up waiting for the first big mistake that's Scar's fault.
And then saying...
And then that's it. Okay, rest for the next match. And then if Doyle can come in and play well, then we're back to...
Is he 22?
Scar being out. I think that was right, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's 22.
I don't think he was under detachment.
No, I think he's 22.
He's 22, I think, yeah.
I don't think he wants to put Heim in with a 22-year-old and a 22-year-old on his left and right side. There's not that much experience there. But it's, you know, we'll see. But good news is we have cover back there.
Well, yeah, we don't have a lot of cover, but we have cover for the moment.
Yeah, we have. It's an adjustment cover. It's a cover of Heim to that right side, and because Scar can't play on the right, he just can't. You know, he's a middle guy. He's a bruiser. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, he. By the way, he can't. He's just not. That's not what he.
But this shows where we're light because Max, we don't really have cover for. Not an easy cover.
I think it would be Heim.
Well, there you go. Now you're pushing Heim out that side.
Yeah, it's not a like for like.
It's a make do scenario again. Yeah.
Ricky says we kind of covered this a little bit. Do you think Doyle and Broadhead just aren't used to Parky's system? Both came to play back. Yeah. take a while to adjust. I mean, listen, I think we parked the gelling. Have we parked that?
Yeah, we've had enough time for that.
Yeah, they're parked. Matt Al says Cody covered like a fishnet condom. There you go. Oh my God. Yeah, I gotta wait up. Parky ball wants to play out the ball in the back. Yeah, I think we've been doing fairly good. We haven't been pumping the ball. Let me give Max some credit here. Because everyone thinks I hate Max. Max is doing very well, trying to keep the ball on the deck and not boot the ball off. They didn't have against Pompey, and you were there. You saw. I'm sure you were screaming in the stands. They just kept pumping the ball down the road to nobody.
Yeah. And it was the turning backwards and playing backwards when you're there watching it, and you're like, and I said it to Jess. When he turned around and played it backwards, I'm like, okay, watch this. It's going to come all the way back to the defense. Then they're going to boot long, because she's a kind of novice with the football side of strategy and all of this. So she's very much, you are up near the goal. Why are you not attacking? Simple logic. Why are you playing it backwards? Go and attack, right?
Yeah.
And I said, no, it's going to come all the way back now, and they're going to boot it forward and lose it. And actually, the one time I said that, they didn't. They actually brought it back and played it all the way forward. So I got to say, that's actually the way it's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
We're learning that if you play backwards, you do it fast, and then you move it forward fast again. And you kind of get comfortable on the ball, but we're not. And then for the rest of the match, they basically booted. the one time I said it, they didn't. But then they went back to booting it every time it comes backwards. So.
And he went, honey, you are so right. You know this game better than I do. All right, well, we did an hour and 10. I'm sure it's late for you, but this is a good show. And I thought the chat was awesome. The chat was awesome tonight.
You can't finish now.
No, what do you want? Go more?
You want to shut it down without me talking about Kabore?
Oh, sorry,
The chat will eat you alive.
Kabore chat incoming. Here you go. Sorry,
Okay.
Sorry, yeah, my bad. There you go. Hey, this is chat. This guy wants to Kabore chat incoming. There you go. Patty, talk about it.
Okay. After seeing Kabore in person and watching him for the entire match, I'm very undecided about him. He is the best player we have on the right-hand side. So let me say that straight out. I'm not trying to say he's not good or he's not, going to be great or anything like this. But he is far too flashy. He messes around with the ball. He does silly step overs, stuff like this. And he has not linked with the rest of the players yet. They do not know what he's going to do, because I don't think he knows what he's going to do. He does so many different things.
Unpredictable.
That he's unpredictable. When he's put crosses in, nobody has been on it. And they were decent enough spots he got the ball into, but nobody was waiting for it because he doesn't cross enough.
Not like a Barney where Barney's gonna do a step over, gets in space, ball.
And he's gonna, that's exactly what's coming. As soon as he stops and he looks at the defender, he's waiting. He's going to run it. He's going to get one step ahead. He's going to cross that ball in.
Got it.
And you just watch. And as soon as he starts making his space, that ball is coming in. Right. But that's the only thing he did, which was a problem for him. Now, Kabore is getting double marked, which is a problem for him. But he's a little bit style over substance for me at the moment. He could be amazing. It could be like 3 or 4 months down the road where everybody starts understanding what he does, and he starts becoming a little bit more predictable because the guys are talking to him and saying, right, we need to understand what you're doing. So when, make the same motions. If you go in this direction, then you're going to cross it. If you go in this direction, you're going to do this. Just become a little bit more repetitive for the majority so that they understand what's going to happen. He could be amazing, but he doesn't do some of the simple stuff. The big mistake that he had at Portsmouth, if anybody remembered, where he lost that ball in defense. But the big one where it was almost a goal afterwards. They got the ball and they took a shot on As soon as he received that ball, even before he received that ball, there was other players who had passed it to him with the hand out, pointing at him. Pass it up there, up the wing.
Do simples.
Yeah, already shown him. Look over there. You've got a player. That's where you wanted to go. He took the ball. He stopped. He looked around, and then he started moving backwards towards his own goal. And it was the most ridiculous thing he did. He lost the ball, and the shot came in. AO saved it. And to just bring the talk around to AO again, AO ate him. Absolutely ate him alive.
Really?
He went over, and he started. Hands were going, roaring, shouting at him. What are you doing? and he deserved it. And there was another one or two players as well who were kind of shouting over him at him as well. What the fuck? We stopped it, but you messed up there.
And Ted said too, you got to play simple. So play simple. Just play simple, but consistently. I agree with you too. And by the way, being in the stands, isn't it different watching the game in the stands and watching on television? Oh my God, you can see so much more. You know.
At times, we are a very mediocre passing team. We really are.
Last game, the first half of the last game, it was.
First half of the last game wasn't great. Portsmouth was horrendous at times.
Best player in the pitch
really was
Murphy. Murphy could have got 3 goals possibly, easily. But no, that's a good job. But remember when he came in the first few games, we were like, holy shit, he's amazing. And he was amazing, you know, because it was almost like we were just kind of riding the high of it too. But now it's like, okay, Parkinson likes consistency and he does like simple, but he doesn't have like a player in the side like Kabore, where it's like, oh shit, he can kind of create his own, space and kind of come something out of nothing. And I'll say this, and I'm going to get pelters for it. Kabore's not that good of a player where he's like can come up with something where it's like, oh shit, he just drove through and scored a goal. You know what I mean? So yeah,
he has been close 1 or 2 times where if he had finished it, it would have been amazing. The whole movement, everything would have been excellent. He just didn't get the finish that was required on it. And it's interesting when I look at him, it's kind of sometimes he gives me the vibe that he is only there to show off and try and get a better move. He's a lone player.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just get that little vibe from him. Right now, people will say that's hard. He's not in. Now I'm going to contradict myself here and saying on the flip side, he looks absolutely bought in when he's waving at the crowd and getting everybody to cheer and shout. And and he looks in his element. He loves it when the crowd sing his name. And interestingly, if anybody didn't catch it, after he made that really stupid mistake and got ate by his teammates around him, the crowd sang his song.
Oh wow!
The crowd actually sang his Issa Kabore song to him.
Fair enough.
After he messed up, as in, "Come on, Issa, do better." Instead of actually shouting at him or giving out to getting on him.
This one.
They started singing, so they're bought in. People love him, and he looks like he's starting to really enjoy playing for us.
There's a player
that side, and I hope it's true.
Yeah,
and there is a player there, and maybe we can try and buy him in January if Parky believes he's good enough ultimately, and if the price
he's not going to make the city squad. He'll never.
He's never make the city squad.
Never make the city squad. I'm sorry, I and that's. Those are just facts. He is not he is owned by City. They buy great players, but he is not a City player. That he does not put. He would get eaten alive by Pat. He would do. Sorry, Patty. Just to digress here, Josh, Patty. Teams like Preston North End are already making moves into Terry Small to strengthen because the middle of the table is getting more competitive. You put it in 3 times. I don't. Okay, maybe we'll cover that a couple day, but I wanted to put it up. You put it in there.
Just on that other teams making move, that's interesting. I'm sure we do, or I'm sure we are already making moves. But interestingly, the last couple of seasons, the club have been very, very tight-lipped about who they're after and what's happening. All of the the rumors that come out, the real rumors, in my opinion, they're coming out very late. Some of the others did come out and then they didn't happen, but we found out later that yes, they were real. But I don't think they're early. Information is not leaking from the club early about transfers. They're locking that down.
Yeah. We didn't have much this summer either. We really didn't. I think we got a lot of players in, but we knew we had some sources, but nothing crazy. But yeah, they're gonna lock it down, and we will do business. By the way, we will do business. And it's the Roddy Piper Wrexham wildcard. I like that too. I do like that. But you're right. We will do business. Matt Al thinks Kabore loves Wrexham. He's getting recognition. And Kelly,
he is, and he people keep saying it, and it is probably true. This is the first team in a long time where he is getting the number one spot, and he's in a position where it's clear we don't really have a number two that's nearly as good as him. He can make mistakes. We're not going to take him off.
Yeah,
because there is a gap between him and Longman or him and Barney.
Yep.
So that's it. It's his spot until January, and we either bring someone else in, or we find someone else, or he goes home, or we buy him.
I don't think
he becomes our number one. It's
If he stays fit, he'll be out there for the whole season. I think the left side. And I like Cacace. I think the left side is the coverage part. Maybe there's coverage back there, but Barney's the number two for sure. Kelly says that's good to hear, Matt Al. Hey, Kelly, how you doing? And MB475 said this is also one of his first loan moves. This is Issa Kabore, where he's consistently playing. So maybe it's just showing off more of his
flaws. Yeah, that could be one more time on the pitch. It's like we said, the first couple of matches. Everybody's going, oh, he's amazing. Look at the step overs. Look at the speed. Look at this. But once you see it again and again and again, and sometimes it's not paying off, you slowly start to get a measure of where he is.
Well, I think Parkinson went out there and go, show us what you can do. And now I think it's a pullback. They're like, okay, here's what I want you to do. Not to go out and do whatever the fuck you want, but pull it back. Like, okay, we need you to be a little more consistent because you have Kiefer Moore in the middle. Does he make a run behind the guy, or you make a run in front of the guy, the defender? So where are you going to put it low? You're going to put it high. So getting that constant knowing where he's going to be. And fair play, he's gone out there and he's he's doing his bits. And Jesse, yes, everyone share, subscribe. Let's hit 3,000 by Thanksgiving. We are 31 away. Patty, 31 away. We are 31 subscribers away from 3,001.
I can absolutely. I can guarantee you one thing Parky loves about Kabore, his defensive duties. He works his ass off.
At the end of the match, Patty, this last match, he was outstanding. He was outstanding. He was going in, he was tackling, he was getting throw-ins. Yeah, he was outstanding. It was outstanding. Did you have your say on why you think Parkinson was so excited about him celebrating that win?
I think there's a lot of needle between the two managers.
Yeah.
Between the management teams.
Yeah.
Maybe not necessarily Parky himself. Maybe it's more the backroom staff. But did you actually watch any of Nathan's interviews afterwards?
No, I didn't. I didn't get a chance to. What do you got?
Oh, they're hilarious.
Really?
It's quite funny. Yeah, he did one where he's talking about the crowd, riling things up and whatever, and then he turns around and he goes singing the song that I gave them.
The circus. Thank you very much.
Yeah, football in a circus.
Football in a circus.
I gave them. Yeah, I gave them.
Pantomime. You know what
I mean? But it was so clear he's so annoyed.
Yeah, good. And then honestly, we should have got turned over that game. They should have come in. They should have beat us that game. They should, because that's what they should. In the script of redemption, that's what they should.
Yeah.
And that was a great win. It was a great win.
We pretty much had them in that second half. I think there was a goal going in somewhere, but look, maybe not.
Hey,
Who knows?
that's football, by the way. Jesse's asking, do you know what Thanksgiving is?
Yeah.
And by the way, it's just messing with you, Patty.
I've been to a few Thanksgiving dinners.
Yeah. Madoff says, I heard Parkin and Jones were having a proper
opposite each other.
Yeah, well, I saw that. Parkin was going at him. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And Leap and Sarah, what's up, Leap and Sarah? Yeah, the circus comment made me giggle. And and we had what did I just do here? We had a much deeper bench than Charlton. I just think I said this during the watch along and the Wrexham Time show. I did not think that we looked like we were going to score if it wasn't a set piece or something happened. And and you know what? I don't give a fuck. I don't care, Patty.
Yeah.
I don't care. Nathan is an excuse maker. What a chicken. A rooster?
What a cock.
Cock. Anyways, all right. We had our say tonight. Hour and a half. Anything else you want to cover? What do you
No, I think that's good. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So tonight was going to be Champ Chat. Champ Chat's going to move to Thursday, Pat?
Thursday. Yeah. Thursday. So Tactical Fortune is not happening this week. We're going to take that spot and move to Champ Chat there.
Yep.
So we're going to do it this week. And you mentioned we might do something soon as a group as well.
Yep.
But I am also talking about another Champ Chat with some topics I have in mind that'll be a little bit more general. So we're probably going to get another one out the week after.
Yep.
So you will have Champ Chats in the 2 international weeks, most likely, and maybe some more.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
And I'm working on getting some people on the show. I'm trying to get the Velvet Hammer on, trying to get a few people on, and maybe I'll get I got some things on my slate. We'll see what I can do. But yeah, Patty will be doing his bits. We'll try to get everyone on at one. To have a big show. We'll try to do we can do. But we gotta get through this week and these 2 weeks, and we'll sort that out. So thanks, Patty, for coming on. And the chat tonight was incredible.
Great chat tonight. Yeah, it's fun.
Great chat. It's a lot of fun. All right. Last word to you, Patty.
Oh, you always do this to me. I'm never ready.
Oh.
Playoffs. Here we come, baby.
And on that bombshell, we will see you all soon.